is FYI on your TV, brought to you by Hometown News. I'm Kathy Botham, and I've got another Kathy with me, Catherine Robinson. You spell yours with a C, I'm a K. Now, you go by Catherine, though, right?
I do, yeah.
Yes, you're Catherine Robinson. You've been here a few times before on FYI. We're joining you today on by Zoom. Thank you for joining us. May
My
is
pleasure.
May is Speech and Hearing Month across Canada too. So that's why we want to talk to you today. It's something you want to bring more awareness to people.
Exactly, right. So during Speech and Hearing Month, we're trying to promote Language Express, which is our preschool speech and language program. It's funded by the Ontario government and is free for families, and it provides speech and language assessment and therapy services for young children who live in Lanark, Leeds, and Grenville counties. And so everything is free and it's available from birth until kids start school. Um, and just one other thing I like to share about Language Express is we really focus on teaching parents strategies that they can use every day to build their children's communication skills. Sometimes people think, oh, my child is only one, he or she is too young to benefit from speech therapy, but that's not how it works with really young children. We're really working with parents to give them ideas and strategies for how they can help their kids in their everyday life.
And I wrote something down from your website too. Children learn to talk long before they say their first words.
Absolutely, they do. And if you've ever spent any time with a child under one, you know that they understand a lot more than they say, and they are busy learning all about their world and building brain connections. And really, speech and language development is all about brain building. And so, when we encourage parents to play and talk and sing and read with their children, we're what they're doing is they're really helping their children to build good, strong connections in their brains and in the parts of their brain that learn speech and language as well. So kids need those good connections for later language and literacy learning, and we really want to encourage families not to take a sort of wait and see approach, but rather to be proactive, and if they have any concerns, to get help early. We know that earlier referrals lead to better outcomes, and we also know that there's very rapid brain development in those preschool years, in those infant and toddler years. And if we wait and see too long, we're missing a real opportunity. Um, it's not that we can't help the children later, but we we can make a bigger impact with less uh, less work, less therapy when we see the children earlier.
And when you talk about the wait and see, I'm seeing two different examples in my head. I'm thinking, wait and see, it's your first child. You just keep thinking maybe it'll get a little better. And I'm also seeing the wait and see, it's maybe your third child, and they're not progressing as much as your first two
Yeah,
did.
yeah, it could be either, right? And we do see some parents, with their first child who are just not really aware of what the milestones are and, where their child should be at different ages. And so that's where just checking on the milestones or having a look at our website, there's lots of information there, can be really valuable, or just calling and talking with us. Um, the first child, second child, third child thing. Sometimes parents will say to us, well, the older children speak for him, and there may be a little element of truth in that. But if your third child is not talking the way they should be, we don't want to wait and see. We want to make sure that there's not something else going on, and give the help they need.
That's right. That's right. Now, you do have a communication checkup questionnaire on your website as well, too. What are some of the
Mhm.
questions that would be asked on this?
So there are different questions for different ages. So there's a different questionnaire for every 6 months from the age of 6 months to the age of 4 years. So the questionnaire asks questions about things that the first things that you might think of with speech and language, like words that your child is using and how your child responds to other people, things like that. It also asks questions about some other areas of development, fine and gross motor development, and sort of cognitive and social development as well. So we're trying to identify children, both children who will benefit from some speech and language service, but also children who might benefit from referral to other types of services. So if there are concerns in other areas of development, we can help families to get the referrals they need for those as well. So when a family completes the communication checkup, they'll get at the end, it will say either everything's on track, come back in 6 months, or it will say you've identified some concerns in this area. We recommend a referral, and they can make that referral right there online if they want, or if they prefer not to do that, they can just call us. And it may also say, we recommend that you speak to your family doctor about some of these other concerns.
Okay, because I'm thinking, speech and hearing are two separate things. However, your speech may not be progressing because you don't hear well. So, are you making an assessment about their hearing as well?
Uh, Not well, yes and no, right? So
Mm-hmm.
the communication checkup may raise some concerns, and when a family comes to us with speech and language concerns, one of the first things we ask is, has your child's hearing been tested? Because we want to make sure that they are hearing well, for exactly the reason you just said. Yeah. And when children, if children do have a permanent hearing loss, then they definitely need to be have their hearing assessed, and then probably come to us through the infant hearing program. They offer different pathways for families, but if the pathway chooses a spoken language learning pathway, then they would come to our program for that as well.
Okay. Now,
They can also choose the American Sign Language pathway.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Can you give us an example of what a session would look like for somebody that you're assessing a child?
Yeah, I mean, again, it depends on the child's age, but
Okay.
it's all play based. So usually we'll have a phone call with the parent before the first time we meet them in person, so we can learn a little bit more about their child and what their child's interests are and so on. And then we'll just set up one of our playrooms with some toys and some books, and mostly we are observing how the child interacts, and if they're old enough, how they talk with their parent, what their play skills are like, and that sort of thing. So it's very fun from the child's perspective.
All right. Now, do you need a referral? Can you self-refer? How does that work? I know you have to do it before September 1st.
Absolutely can self. Oh, sorry to speak over you. Yes, families can self-refer. No referral is necessary. So families can refer through the website, through the communication checkup. They can phone us. Um, they can email us through our website, and we'll call them back. Um, we also accept referrals from family doctors and other service providers that a family might be working with, with the family's consent. But absolutely, any family can refer themselves.
Okay. Now, your caseload, I'm sure it must fluctuate at times. What's it look like now, your caseload?
It's actually our wait time is down right now, I'm
Hmm.
happy to say, partly because our mandate has changed a bit and we're no longer providing service to any of the JK age children. Our service ends when kids start school. So our wait time now is about 2 to 3 months, which is really good compared to where it used to be. And our caseloads are still big. We have lots of kids on our caseload, but our wait time is down, so that's good news.
Excellent, excellent. Now, you are the manager of Language Express program, which is under the umbrella of our Southeast Health Unit. Where are you located? Where is
Mm.
your office?
So my office is in Smiths Falls, but we also have locations where our speech language pathologists and communicative disorders assistants work in Smiths Falls, Perth, Brockville, Kempville, Gananoque, uh, Carlton Place, and Lanark.
All right.
So hopefully families won't have to travel too far.
Excellent, excellent. So we are talking about May being Speech and Hearing Awareness Month in Canada too, but you don't have to wait. It doesn't have to be May. You can reach out to you any time of
No.
the year. But if the referral must be in by September 1st this year.
Right. So for children born in 2021 who
Mm-hmm.
will be starting JK this fall, then we need them to be referred by September the 1st. If the child is younger than that, or if they're not going to school, then that deadline doesn't apply. Yeah. So they can, as I said, all those different ways to refer, including going to our website, which is language-express.ca. Or they can phone us, and our toll free number is 1 888 503-8885.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for joining us today. I've got Catherine Robinson with me, the manager of Language Express program here in Smith Falls. A big catchment area too, so for any more information, please reach out and give her a call. Thanks for joining us today, Catherine.